What's going on, YouTube? That black dude is back again, and this time I got some breaking news from the political world of the Clintons. Got some breaking news that number 56 has died. That's right, 56. 56 people that the Clintons have known that had dirt on them are now confirmed dead. 56 people. So here's the latest, and just got this here story today. I normally don't do breaking news like this here, but this is like really important, especially with all the butthurt libtards out there who still wanted Hillary to win after all her high crimes, but they whine about Trump and all the supposed racism and all that crap. So let's go ahead and crap on these here snowflakes with this brand new story. This is the 56th person who has mysteriously ended up committing suicide, who was close to the Clintons, who had dirt on the Clintons. So let's go. Here's the story. The Clinton curse strikes again. This time in Houston, Texas, trial attorney and Democrat mega donor Steve Mostyn, M-O-S-T-Y-N. This guy died on Thursday in what authorities are saying was a suicide, according to the Houston Chronicle, which is also fake news. This guy, 46 years old, he left behind a wife and several children. They don't say how many. Interestingly enough, this guy said that he was going to step away from politics and spend a little more time with his family. He had never had or was declared with any mental health issues. The extent of Mostyn's ties to the Clintons hasn't been fully disclosed yet, but he seems to have been a major player in the inner circle for years. No doubt the timing of his death is especially alarming, considering Cricket Hillary Clinton has once again found herself at the center of scrutiny for alleged dirty dealings during her time as Secretary of State with the Uranium One deal, in which she and her foundation were paid off to approve a deal turning over 20% of our uranium deposits to Russia. Now that's I talked about the Uranium One deal. That's where she sold the 20% in uranium to the Russians for that big, huge donation to the Russians. Now, she didn't own that, but she did. Now, let's go through this big, huge list of people who had dirt on the Clintons, who died. And I might not pronounce some of these names right, but this article has all these people in it. James McDougal, Clinton's convicted Whitewater partner, died of an apparent heart attack while in solitary confinement. He was a key witness in the Ken Starr investigation. That's number one. Number two, Mary Mahoney, a former White House intern, was murdered in July 1997 at a Starbucks coffee shop in Georgetown. The murder happened after she was to go public with her story of sexual harassment in the White House. Some chick that Bill Clinton was tearing up. Number three, Vince Foster, a former White House counselor and colleague of Hillary Clinton at Little Rock Rose law firm, died of a gunshot wound to the head, ruled as a suicide. They didn't say where. 4. Ron Brown, Secretary of Commerce and former DNC chairman, reported to have died by impact of a plane crash. A pathologist close to the investigation reported that there was a hole in the top of Brown's skull resembling a gunshot wound at the time of his death. Brown was also being investigated and spoke publicly of his willingness to cut a deal with prosecutors. 5. Victor, can't pronounce that, Rasser, R-A-I-S-E-R, the second, and Montgomery Rasser. They were major players in the Clinton fund-raising organization. They died in a private plane crash in July 92. Could just been a plane crash. Who knows? 6. Paul Tooley, Democrat National Committee political director, found dead in a hotel room in Little Rock, September 1992. Described by Clinton as a dear and trusted advisor. 7. Ed Wiley, Clinton fundraiser, found dead 1993. Deep in the woods of Virginia. Gunshot wound to the head, ruled as a suicide. Ed Wiley died on the same day. His wife, Kathleen Wiley, claimed Bill Clinton groped her in the Oval Office in the White House. Ed was involved in several Clinton fundraising events. Interesting. So the same day that this dude's wife said that Bill Clinton got a hold of her in the Oval Office, he was found dead deep in the woods. 8. Jerry Parks, head of Clinton's security team in Little Rock, gunned down in his car at a deserted intersection outside of Little Rock. Wow. Jerry's son said his father was building a dossier on the Clintons. He allegedly threatened to reveal his information. After he died, the files were mysteriously removed from his house. James Bunch, B-U-N-C-H, or Bunch, however you say that. This guy died from a gunshot suicide. It was reported that he had a black box of people that contained names of influential people who visited prostitutes in Texas and Arkansas. Number 10, James Wilson. He was found dead in May 1993 from an apparent hanging suicide. He was reported to have ties to Whitewater. 11, Kathy Ferguson, ex-wife of Trooper Danny Ferguson, found dead in 1994 in her living room with a gunshot to her head. It was ruled as a suicide, even though there were several packed suitcases as if she were going somewhere. Danny Ferguson was a co-defendant along with Bill Clinton in the Paula Jones lawsuit. Kathy Ferguson was a possible corroborating witness for Paula Jones. Bill Shelton, this is number 12, Arkansas State Trooper and fiance of Kathy Ferguson, critical of the suicide ruling of his fiancée. He was found dead in June 1994 of a gunshot wound, also ruled as a suicide, at the grave site of his fiancée. 13. Gandhi Ball, attorney for Clinton's friend Dan something, Laster, Lassater. Anyway, this guy died by jumping out of a window of a tall building in 1994. His client was a convicted drug dealer. 14. Florence Martin, accountant and subcontractor for the CIA, was related to the Barry Seal Mena Airport drug smuggling case. He died of 3 gunshot wounds. 15. Susan Coleman reportedly had an affair with Clinton when he was Arkansas Attorney General. Died of a gunshot wound to the back of the head. Ruled as a suicide. Was pregnant at the time of her death. Paula Grober, Clinton's speech interpreter for the death from 19 1978 till December 1992. She died in a one-car accident. Danny something, Danny Casolaro. He was an investigative reporter investigating the Mena Airport and Arkansas Development Finance Authority. He slit his wrist apparently in the middle of his investigation. 18. Paul Wilshire, attorney investigating corruption at the Mena Airport. Damn, another one. He was investigating the corruption at the Mena Airport with this other guy. And in 1980, the October surprise, he was found dead on the toilet in June 1993 in his Washington, D.C. apartment. He had delivered a report to Janet Reno 3 weeks before he died. Excuse me, that itching. Damn, I might run out of tape here. And I bet you YouTube say this ain't suitable for most advertisers, but that's how they be doing the conservative post. 19. John Purnell Walker, Whitewater investigator, jumped to his death from the Arlington, Virginia apartment balcony. 1993, he was investigating the Morgan Guarantee scandal. Barbara Wise, she worked with Ron Brown and John Hung. Cause of death unknown. Died November 96. Her bruised, naked body was found locked in her office at the Department of Commerce. Charles Misser, Missner, Assistant Secretary of Commerce, who gave John Hong, how do you say that, special security clearance. He died shortly after in a small plane crash. That's the other phone, because it's just trying to get through. 22. Dr. Stanley Hurd, Chairman of National Chiropractic Healthcare. He died with his attorney, Steve Dickinson, in a small plane crash. In addition to serving on Clinton's advisory council, he treated Clinton's mother, stepbrother, and brother, Barry Seal, drug-running pilot. Death was no accident. That's what it says. Johnny Lawhorn, mechanic, found a check made out to Bill Clinton in the trunk of a car left at his repair shop. He was found dead after his car had hit a utility pole. Stanley Huggins investigated Madison. This is 25. Stanley Huggins investigated the Madison Guarantee. His death was reported as a suicide, and his report was never released. Herschel Friday, attorney and Clinton fundraiser, died March 1994 when his plane just exploded. There's a lot of plane crashes, just planes going down to these people. Planes don't crash very often, y'all. 27, Kevin Irons and Don Henry, known as the boys on the track. Report says the boys may have stumbled upon the Mena, Arkansas airport drug operation. They might have accidentally ran upon the drug operation. The initial report of the death said due to falling asleep on railroad tracks. Later, the two boys had been slain before being put on the tracks. Many linked the case, said something about the grand jury. The following person had information on the Ives Henry case. Keith Coney died when his motorcycle slammed to the back of a truck in 1988. Keith McKeesty died stabbed 113 times, 1988. So these two, Keith Coney and Keith McKeesty, I didn't say McKeesty wrong. Keith Maskell or whatever. Both of these dudes had information on these two boys that died at the airport and was tied up to the tracks. So the dudes that had information on them got killed too. We up to 30. Gregory Collins died from a gunshot wound in 1989. Jeff Rose was shot, mutilated, and found burned in a trash dump in 1989. That was April. God, dog, that was before the dude was president. James Mallon found decapitated. However, the coroner ruled his death was due to natural causes. 34. Jordan Kettleson found shot to death in the front seat of his pickup truck in June 1990. 35. Richard Winters, suspected in the Ives Henry deaths. He was killed in a setup robbery in 1989. The following Clinton bodyguards are dead. 36. Major Williams S. Barkley. 37. Captain Scott J. Reynolds. 38. Sergeant Brian Hanley. 39. Sergeant Tim Stable. 40. Major General Williams Robinson. 41. Colonel Williams Densberger. Densberger. 42. Colonel Robert Kelly. 43. Gary Rhodes. 44. Steve Willis. 45. Robert Williams. 46. Conway Leblee. 47. Todd McKeon. 48. World-renowned space economist Molly McCulley was brutally murdered in a Baltimore park. 49. Goodness. John Ashee, former president of the UN. Former president of the UN General Assembly was awaiting trial on bribery charges when he turned up dead. Apparently had a crushed windpipe lifting weights in his home. I remember that guy. He was a swole dude. Number 50. Victor Thorne, prominent Clinton critic Victor Thorne. He was a Clinton critic. He was critical of those guys because he had dirt on them. He was found dead of a suicide on his birthday. Seth Rich still no clues on his murder. They don't know why he died. They don't know. As a conspiracy. Joe, 52. Joe Filipino American activist. He was a Filipino American activist and aide to Senator Caney, Kaine. He died at 47 years old. Y'all excuse me. 53. Sean Lucas, death of DNC lawsuit prosecutor Sean Lucas Addis to Seth Rich conspiracy theorists. Boy, I wish they put some punctuation in here. I guess that maybe they start getting lazy too. Got me stuttering as well. Shit. Seth Rich, family private investigator. There is evidence Seth Rich had contacts with WikiLeaks prior to his death. 55. Claus. I can't even pronounce that one. Eberwin. This guy was found dead before testifying against Clinton for the Haiti cover-up. That's where they stole those billions of dollars. Well, it wasn't billions. It was millions of dollars from Haiti, that terrible earthquake. It's called the Haiti scandal, man. That stuff is like right here on YouTube. You can look that up. And they were talking, man. They were like, vote Trump, vote Trump, vote Trump. Don't vote that evil woman in. It's really a shame what they did. And I mean, and then number 56 was this last guy who we started the article with. I mean, think about it. All these people who were close to the Clintons, who had dirt on the Clintons, close friends with the Clintons, all of them found dead, committed suicide, heart attacks, plane crashes, a bunch of plane crashes. The article basically ends like this. Why is it that everyone around the Clinton clan always seems to commit suicide, disappear, or dies under mysterious circumstances? There are two answers to this dilemma. Either the Clintons themselves are responsible, or they are the luckiest people in the history of the universe. And I don't know about you, but as far as myself, I don't believe in luck. I do believe in some luck, okay? But not like that. So, you know, I went ahead and I shared the story, which is out there. I mean, it's ridiculous. Something's got to be done about this here. This ain't just something that, these ain't just coincidences. I don't know that many people who've died. I don't think I even know that many people by name. But who out there knows that many people who have died, committed suicide, disappeared, come up missing, plane crashes, car wrecks, just like that, just like that, just like that. And this is a woman who's running free. This is a guy who's running free. I remember Clinton won like Father of the Year or some crap like that. These people need to be locked up. Trump, what you gonna do about it, bro? You in there now. Uranium 1. We know that was illegal. That was recent. Finish draining the swamp, dude. Do what you gotta do. Don't worry about looking good, because you find the cure to AIDS and they gonna say that you wanted it for profit. They'll say that you was hiding it. They'll say you was waiting on the opportunity to present itself so you can look good at doing it. So you gotta do something about it. Somebody needs to do something about it, because it can't keep going on. They're killing and they're doing it. Anyways, like I said, I don't normally do breaking news like this. That was a long-ass list of people. And I know I done butchered up some names, like the Clintons done butchered up some people. Anyways, that's it for tonight, y'all. Peace out.